But Steven is here, and he's also on MLB Tonight. He's covering the Dodgers and the Cubs. Remember, they get started bright and early stateside, 6 a.m. Eastern. And Nelly, good enough to join us here on MLB Tonight. Steven, you're about to go into your third year as part of the Dodgers broadcast team. Just give us a sense of what the atmosphere is like. It looks absolutely bonkers, like people can't get enough of the Dodgers, of baseball, the whole thing.
Roflo, Rec, first of all, great to see you and hear from the crew behind the scenes. Hello from the future. It's Tuesday morning.
That's right.
So when we were flying in last week, I was talking to one of our Japanese staffers because I'm like the 87th most important Japanese person on this trip, the 187th, excuse me. And I was like, hey, what are you getting ready for? And she said, well, if you can imagine if the Beatles and Beyonce toured together, that's sort of what we're going to be flying into. And so that's like a multi-generational reference that everybody can understand. And when we landed at the airport, I mean, there are people just packed into the terminals to try and hold their phones over these security walls. They couldn't. People like on the street, lining the street where the buses pulled out of, just waving, thinking that maybe Shohei Ohtani or Yoshinobu Yamamoto were on the bus. And it was like, no, we're just the TV set.
They were waving to you.
Totally. But you jump ahead to the workout where 10, 15,000 people packed into the Tokyo Dome just to watch practice. There wasn't even BP. It was just like stretching and grounders and light infield work. They just want to have a piece of this experience that is the Tokyo Series.
Yeah, look, Nelly, first of all, great to see you as well. Really happy to see you, and really happy for all your success that you've had over the last few years since you left here. But look, when I look at this Dodger team, they've, coming off the World Series win, there's been talk from outlets and from fans that they're the new evil empire, if you will. Have you felt any of that in camp? Like, what is their outlook, not necessarily on themselves, but how are they going about facing this season as opposed to others where they were still on the hunt and now they are the hunted?
Yeah, that's a great question, Rec, because it's interesting when you kind of juxtapose that sort of label and reputation of the new villains of baseball with the actual players and personalities that are on the team. Like Shohei Ohtani's an angel. Like Mookie Betts, everybody loves. Freddie Freeman is perhaps the most beloved player among all current major leaguers, right? You go down the list and it's like, good guy. Tommy Edman's a saint. So like you go down the list, it's like, gosh, they don't really have many hateable guys, but I think just the collection of talent, given the state of not just Major League Baseball, but pro sports and how most of them seem to be run, I get why people do project that toward them. But I do think of, remember the bowler, Who Do You Think You Are, I Am?
Yeah, Pete Weber.
Pete Weber.
Pete Weber's a legend. So when he retired, he had a quote, and he said, whether you love me or you hated me, you watched. And so whether you love the Dodgers and bleed Dodger blue, or you want to see this thing fail and fall, people are going to be watching in 2025.
Oh, absolutely.
Good way to put it right there.
We saw when some of the Justin Turner had a brief reunion with some of his former teammates there in Dodger blue and had a chance to chat with Dave Roberts. What's that been like? Obviously, he's still beloved in that clubhouse.
Yeah, JT is just going to be one of those guys that forever and ever is at the top of minds, at the forefront of hearts in Dodger Nation. And, we've seen him a few times since he left. Like the year after he went to Boston, the Dodgers visited Fenway. Then the next year he's in Toronto, the Dodgers visited Toronto. And then now this year, the Dodgers starting the year against him in Tokyo. There are some Ryan Brazier was just traded, to the Cubs this offseason.
Yeah.
So there's some other ties. But I think for JT, given where he's at, in his career and just, one of those pillars of whatever clubhouse that he's in and beloved wherever he goes. And that I think it's still tough for a lot of Dodger fans to see him wearing another uniform. But again, that's a guy that everybody's going to have, just an immense amount of respect and adoration for, no matter where he's playing.
Nelly, you brought up the comparison of the Beatles and Beyonce. Shohei Ohtani, how would you describe how he's viewed over there? We know how he's viewed here. He's a he's a superstar, but how is he viewed over there?
Well, guys, actually, the whole reason why I'm set up in this hotel room, it's one of the few places in Japan that you don't see Shohei Ohtani's face plastered.
That would be weird if it was.
Fair point. Touche, Roflo. Yeah, walking down the street sometimes is like, hey, leave me alone, Sho. I'm trying to enjoy the country here. But no, there are heroes and there are superheroes. He's like an Avenger, man. It is that level. Look at this. That shot said it right there. It's just everyone is wearing number 17. every single one, or number 16 for what he wore for the Samurai Japan uniform in the WBC. Like even when they played the exhibition against the Yomiuri Giants, which is they're the Yankees of NPB, the oldest franchise, and they have the iconic black and orange. There were Yomiuri Giant fans that had YG blue and white hats, okay, which is like seems sort of blasphemous, right?
Yes.
It seems very odd, but all because people just, again, they want to feel a part of the experience that is Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he has kind of this clutch on a baseball obsessed country, and it really is special to watch. I mean, but at the same token, the flip side, as Roflo, I know you and I, we always try to remind folks that these players, Rec, when he was playing, he wasn't just a player, he was a person, right? He's human. But given what Shohei Ohtani has done and what he has accomplished, he's sort of forfeited the normal, typical human experience. And so, like, I do feel for him in that way. But the way that he sort of is able to compartmentalize and just kind of focus on, the next pitch in front of him is pretty mind blowing. But yeah, he walks a different earth.
Look, Steve, you mentioned it earlier. I think maybe it was even Roflo that mentioned you have some roots in Japan, and this isn't your first time visiting, right? So
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about what this experience has been like specifically? What have you done away from the field? And give us your, I guess, let the people at home know what it's really like to be there, to see the fans, but then to see even away from the baseball field as well.
Yeah, I definitely am so grateful for the opportunity to come back. 2023 in the World Baseball Classic was my first time here, and I ain't ashamed to say that I basically begged for that assignment because I'd never been. I'd only really heard stories of my motherland, and so to get the opportunity to go down south to Kumamoto, which is the southern part of the country where my ancestors are from, and be there with my mom and dad and my wife and our oldest son at the time, was just a really stirring experience. And then to make our way up to Tokyo for the games, I remember calling the games in the Tokyo Dome for the WBC, and I had to have my hand on the cough button because I was so overwhelmed with emotion, just the experience. I mean, I think folks watching on TV, sometimes you could get a sense for the atmosphere that is, every single game in Japan. It's just a really unique and cool experience. And so being there in person for the first time, I was expecting it, but I wasn't expecting to get hit with the wave of emotions that I was hit with. So coming back this time, being able to explore Tokyo a little bit more, because last time we were 2 games a day, we really didn't have a lot of tourism time, has been really cool. I mean, this is nice. It's just an amazing country. I'm eating well, I tell you that.
There you go. There you go.
But no, personally, it's just been a really special experience. And if you get the chance to come to this country, I really do think it's a life-changing visit.
Well, Nelly, we appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the game a little bit later tonight there in Tokyo. And thanks for the time, man. Congratulations on all your success. Good chatting with you.
Hi, Freddie. Well, first off, happy opening day, man. Here we are back again.
Yeah, another one overseas. I like it. This is my 15th one. It's pretty special.
15th one. Man, time is flying.
I know. You can start to see the little gray now, so I'm getting it is flying.
Oh, I don't know about the gray. You're still looking good, man. So let's go back a little bit and then come forward. Let's go back. Last time we saw you, World Series, man.
Yeah.
When did you finally come down off that World Series high, or have you?
It's been hard because when we get to spring training, all the fans, all the Dodger fans are there, and they're reminding you of what happened a few months before that. But it took a little bit. I mean, it's everything you work for every single year to get to the World Series, and you have a World Series like that. You stay up pretty high for a while, but I'm really looking forward to getting home and getting that banner up and getting the ring in front of our home crowd.
3:30 don't work anymore. You got to hit 50 homers now because you're a home run guy now.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I'll leave that to Shohei.
I hear you. So let's talk about Shohei for a second. Mm-hmm. Here we are back in Japan, his home. I came to the games the last couple of nights. It's something that you have to be here to experience it. What was it like being in the dugout and being around it?
Yeah, I mean, since we got here, you could just feel it. The energy, the buzz around not just us, but mostly Shohei and Yoshi and Roki. It's fun to be able to be a part of this, and this is stuff you'll never forget. When he walks up to the plate, this whole stadium goes quiet. Anytime he swings a bat, the whole crowd goes, "Ooh!" Anything he does, they're just waiting for something. And then he delivers the first exhibition game, just hits a home run. It's truly, he's an incredible talent, and just happy to be able to do this with him.
So let me ask you this, though. The amazing thing, a year ago, he was just joining the club. Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, you've got to know him a little bit. He had team dinners and stuff like that. So how long did it take him to kind of fill the groove with the team, so to speak?
I feel like he did it pretty quickly. I think what we went through in Korea and all that kind of stuff with him, and kind of just really brought us together really fast as a unit and as a group. And I mean, it feels like he's been with us for a long time, and this is only his second year. So it's special. He's a special player. We're lucky to have him, and hopefully we get to watch him do big things again this year.
All right, 2 more things. I'll let you get out of here. So let's go full circle first. We'll go back opening day. So do you get jitters for opening day?
It's not jitters. It's more excitement. I can't remember the last time I actually got nervous, but it's more of I just want the game to start. It's more of I just want to get out there and play the game, real games finally.
Is it different international?
A little bit. I think it's more maybe Shohei is a little different. I just because he's in his home country, but I'm just happy to be able to play real games. You get in spring training, you're starting to just do the same thing over and over again. The games don't really count. You're just trying to get ready. But now we're here. Games matter. Start of another year.
All right, so this is one I've been sitting on. I couldn't wait to ask you this. So I know you had surgery on the ankle, everything else, but I'm watching you hit. Has the ankle injury changed your swing? Has it made you stay on your feet a little bit different than as before?
I haven't.
Could that be where the power surge came from?
I don't know. I'm not trying to think about anything mechanics going on with my feet. I'm still trying to do a soft line drive to shortstop, but I do feel it in my ankle when I get into certain spots. So maybe it's kind of changed a little bit, but I'm still trying to do the same thing because it's worked for a long time. But hopefully the power surge continues.
All right, man. I'm sure it will. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Roland.
Appreciate it, Freddie.
Yeah,
Always
Yep.
appreciate it. That's Freddie Freeman, y'all.